Infinix Mobile has been one of the companies that are pioneering the budget smartphone segment. With their release of the Infinix Hot 10s, they offer features and specs that are primarily available in flagship smartphones like 90Hz refresh rate with 180Hz touch sampling rate, 48-megapixel camera, and a massive 6000 mAh battery. We finally got our chance to put this device to its limits to test whether is it suitable for you to be your next daily driver. To know more about it, continue watching. The Infinix Hot 10s has a tall form factor with a 3D curved back, making it comfortable to hold even with its given size. The back is made out of a glossy polycarbonate finish with a diamond pattern, making it look more youthful but at the same time look sleek. However, it is highly prone to fingerprint smudges, so we highly recommend use the free hard case included in the box. The unit we have is in the Miranda green colorway, but it is also available in black, purple, and Heart of Ocean colors. Situated at the back are its rear-mounted fingerprint scanner, triple camera module with LED flash, and an Infinix branding. Situated on the left is a dual SIM card tray with a dedicated microSD card slot, while on the right are its volume rockers alongside with its sleep wake button. Nothing can be found at the top, while at the bottom are its 3.5mm audio jack, and yeah, I know it's already 2021, but yes, we still have the old micro USB port. It is also worth mentioning that the Infinix Hot 10s feels a little hefty, but that is probably because of its large battery and screen. On the display side of things, the Infinix Hot 10s sports a 6.82 inches IPS LCD panel with 90Hz refresh rate and 180Hz touch sampling rate, a feature that some Android flagship smartphone possesses. What's not so good about this device is its resolution. It's got a 720p panel, but given its probable price, we can forgive this compromise. Surprisingly though, it produces punchy colors and has decent viewing angles, but don't expect it to produce sharp images because of its display resolution. Also, using it in broad daylight might be an issue to some. Overall, the display is okay, it's not great, but it's enough for casual use case scenarios like browsing through the social media apps, and is immersive enough given its size, enough for watching Netflix and YouTube occasionally. Pixels are also noticeable when reading text. The speaker quality on the other hand is decent. It can fill up the room at maximum volume but might sound a little muddy, so we highly recommend taking advantage of the 3.5mm audio jack while it's there for a more immersive viewing experience. On to the cameras. It's got a 48-megapixel wide lens with an aperture of 1.8, 2-megapixel depth sensor with an aperture of 2.4, and an AI lens. For selfies, we got an 8-megapixel front-facing camera. Even though the back is composed of 3 lenses, only the primary camera is usable. The image quality coming out from its 48-megapixel sensor is decent. You'll get punchy colors with enough details in dynamic range in well-lit conditions. What's not so good about it is that there are scenarios where the contrast is crushed, making the overall image quality looks washed out and a bit noisy. There's also a dedicated night mode which brightens up the image a little bit, but in return, you lose sharpness and detail. Also looks pale and somewhat not usable in any case. Portrait mode is also present, although it does make images look a little soft, especially on the skin. Surprisingly, it does detect the subject's edge pretty accurately, whether it be a human or an object. The Infinix Hot 10s can take up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. However, clips taken from this device can be a bit shaky, especially when taking videos while walking. Additional features include slow motion, beauty mode, AR shot, document scanner, panorama, and time-lapse. Under the hood of the Infinix Hot 10s is a MediaTek Helio G85 processor coupled with a Mali G85 GPU, 6GB of RAM, and 128GB of internal storage, which is expandable up to 512GB via the dedicated microSD card. The processor on this device can handle basic to moderate tasks from casually browsing the web, editing photos in Lightroom, up to playing graphically intensive games such as Genshin Impact and Asphalt 9 in low to medium settings. If you are interested in numbers, check out these benchmark scores. It is also worth noting that it gets hot when used for extended periods of time, especially when playing games, also when several apps are running in the background. Navigation can feel a little sluggish at times, so we highly suggest you close the apps running in the background every once in a while. Now for biometrics and security, the rear-mounted fingerprint scanner does its job most of the time, but the facial recognition option is also present. Running on the Infinix Hot 10s is the latest Android 11 skin with XOS 7.6. The UI looks clean and straightforward to navigate. There's a lot of customization options baked inside to suit your preferences. You can adjust things like icon size, folder thumbnails, and even the text color. It also comes with several bloatware like Xshare, Xclub, AHA Games, and other utility apps like File Manager, Phone Clone, and Xtheme. Out of the 128 gigs of storage, there's 115 gigs of usable space. And if that's not enough, you can opt to expand it via the microSD card slot. Now when it comes to battery, the Infinix Hot 10s comes equipped with a 6000 mAh battery with support for 10-watt fast charging. When it comes to its battery, it lasted as 1.5 days over Wi-Fi, but when the cellular data was turned on, it lasted us a good full day of usage. In our testing, charging takes more than 2 hours, which isn't surprising considering its size. In the PCMark battery test, this device lasted for 22 hours and 18 minutes. While in our standard video loop test, which entails the device playing a 1080p clip on loop with airplane mode turned on, headphones plugged in, 50% brightness, we got a score of 17 hours and 14 minutes. As for the price, the Infinix Hot 10s will be available in two capacities: 4 gigs of RAM plus 64 gigs of internal storage, which will set you back 5,990 pesos, and 6 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage for 6,990 pesos. Purchase the Hot 10s on the Infinix Super Brand Days from June 15 to 18 exclusively on Shopee and get a very special treat, as much as 500 pesos off, bringing the price to only 5,490 pesos for the 4 gigs of RAM plus 64 gigs of internal storage variant, and 6,490 pesos for the 6 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of internal storage variant. Now, to conclude this video, the Infinix Hot 10s is a reputed daily driver overall. You get a 90Hz screen refresh rate on its 6.82-inch display, a decent set of cameras, and a massive battery that can last you for days when used casually. One thing that we didn't like about this device is the fact that it's got a micro USB port. But that's just probably us being nitpicky. But overall, this device will fit most casual users and even mobile gamers if you don't mind playing at medium settings. So, what do you guys think about the Infinix Hot 10s? Did we help you decide whether this device is for you or not? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so to miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Rel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.